Welcome to my YouTube channel, you guys. Welcome.
Lupita! Today we have a very special guest, Gio!
Bitch, it's me, not Gio.
Here we have Lupita, you guys know her. And this is her cousin Gio.
No, ew, that's my boyfriend.
He could be both.
No.
I'm gonna put that in, no context. Okay, so who's reading the first story?
Okay, first Gio, because he's I guess your special guest. You know how to read, right?
Yeah.
Wait.
Our theme today, can everybody guess what it is?
Yes, Lupita.
Yeah, brujas. A quick disclaimer, we are not trying to shame anyone's religion or paint witchcraft as negative because the world is not black and white. We all have different beliefs and values, but for the sake of your entertainment, the experiences told in these stories do depict malicious acts. Most importantly, there's a lot of culture behind brujeria, and it's practiced all over the world, called by different names and used for different purposes by people from all different backgrounds. But for real, can somebody help me do an amare though on Fifth Harmon? Yeah, these are all pertaining to witches and brujeria.
Is this actually true? I don't wish nothing, and I'm just gonna read this story. I don't even know. God is protecting me. Just me though.
Hi, my name is Nev, and I've been watching since the bucket list video.
I was in it.
Anyways, let's get into it.
When I was around 5, I had a cookout at my grand aunt's house.
Wait, time out before I forget. What the hell is like grand nuts?
Grand aunt?
Oh yeah.
Great aunt.
Oh, great aunt.
Your grandma's sister.
Okay.
When I was around 5, I had a cookout at my grand aunt's house, aka grandma's sister's house. I played outside and suddenly felt the urge to look up. I saw a white bird circling above my head, a few feet above me, and when I told my grand aunt to look, she came and grabbed me. She whistled some tune that I can't remember, but the dove flew towards the backyard, and my grand aunt told my cousin and grandma what just happened. They told me to stay inside. Before I went in, I asked my grand aunt why she whistled, and she said, "Hay un montón de brujas aquí que se transforman en pájaros. No te dejes engañar y silbe. No les gusta." I ran inside and never questioned it, although I occasionally look in the backyard up at all the tall trees and the fields of dead grass, staring at every white bird there was. Only time I felt special enough to be taken by a witch. Sad face.
Okay, we don't know how to read
I
either.
do, but the noise is just annoying.
Bitch,
Okay.
I'm not a counter. I'm not a counter.
And my grandma, what just happened?
So she feels special because she was taken by a witch? I would be running and crying.
You guys have any experiences with like nahuales and stuff? Or any
I don't
stories
wanna...
of witches turning into birds?
Ow. My mom has a scary story about some lady, like where she's from. I guess like she used to do a lot of like witchcraft stuff like that. And when she passed away, like when like they broke down her house, there was a lot of stuff buried in the ground, like little monitos and like weird shit. And
Really?
pictures, a lot of pictures. I don't know who she was, and I don't want to say her name either because they, you know, like there's people watching me, you know. The dark side of the family history. Ready, Monica? Don't make fun of me.
You're gonna read all that?
Yeah. Trust me.
This is gonna be a long night.
No, it's not. I would also please like to stay anonymous. Okay. Oh wait, I can't say her name.
I'm dead.
This all started back when my great-grandma was alive. My brother was around 8 years old and he lived with my mom, my grandma, and my great-grandma. My mom and grandma were always working, so most days my great-grandma would take care of my brother. There's a lot of family members who claim that my great-grandma did a lot of witchcraft, the bad kind. She would do spells in the backyard and talk to spirits. My brother says she didn't like him one bit. She would cook him rotten food with live worms and make him eat it while they were home alone.
Oh my god, that's disgusting.
She would put locks on the refrigerator to make sure he didn't eat anything else during the day. My brother would cry and tell my mom about it when she got home, but she never believed him. Until one day my aunt came home early and my great-grandma had served my brother the rotten food. My brother took the chance to tell my aunt about it, and she also didn't like him, so she started yelling at him, saying, "Stop lying and eat your food, there's no worms in there." She took the spoon and said, "Here, eat it," when she noticed it did have worms in it. She then told my mom about it, and my grandma got into an argument with my great-grandma where she then took this big stick with nails attached all over it and started hitting my grandma's back with it while she was screaming in pain. My grandma still doesn't like to talk about it to this day. I've heard a lot of stories about my great-grandma from my family, but one that stood out to me the most came from my mom. During this time, my mom was 14 years old. She claimed that she went to the backyard one time to find my grandma talking to someone while doing spells. When my mom looked beside my great-grandma, there was a black figure sitting on a tree, which seemed like a witch. She said it was impossible for it to be a human because she was sitting on one of those thin branches that break really easily. Ever since, everyone knew about the witchcraft. My great-grandma was said to have passed away in one of the worst ways possible. She got a disease that was rotting her whole body until she died in agony. But the scary stuff didn't stop there. It followed us everywhere we went, and still to this day we experience it. We think that my great-grandma made a deal with the big D word, offering to give him a soul. That soul was my brother's. He says that when he was little, she would always try to put him in situations where he could die. One day she told him to get something from the roof, and then to come back down he had to jump, and that none of his other cousins could do it because he was the smallest one. My brother ended up doing it because he feared her and actually broke his arm. Since she passed away and wasn't able to give the big D word what he was looking for, we were followed by an evil spirit. Unexplainable things always happen to us. My cousin, for example, used to always wake up with bite marks on his arms and back, which also happens to me now. My cousin said there was a little boy he saw multiple times, which is the same little boy that I started seeing a couple of years back. We would find clothes that seemed like they belonged to a kid, but we never knew where they came from. Things disappeared and were never found again. When I was little, my toys would get switched around while I was only turned around for a couple of seconds, and loud bangs were heard in our room at night as if something big like a microwave had fallen in the middle of the room. We would hear loud footsteps of someone running through our roof and then jumping on the trees and leaving. I don't know what type of stuff my great-grandma got into, but it's very dark, sinister stuff. And though I've learned to ignore the paranormal activity, I hope one day it all stops for good.
Oh my god, like that lady, remember? You know, Monica was a bad girl and she went into an abandoned house. Well, it wasn't really abandoned. Tell them the story, what you did.
Me and my friends, we were 17.
She should have went to jail for that.
They broke into the house.
No, she did.
They invited me over.
Yeah, but you still did it.
They had already broken into this
Monica
house. Okay?
always is trying to look good. No,
You think I would have broken in if I knew people lived there?
Mm-hmm.
They told me it was abandoned.
Anyways.
And there was a closet that locked from the outside too. Pobrecita.
Imagine they keep kids in there or something. That's so scary. You should go back there.
Hell no! I think so. We went there, remember?
Yeah, but it looks like someone lives there now. I just hope that the grandma regrets it.
That's a strong tree.
And it's scary. Maybe you guys need a limpieza. I don't care if people try doing that to me because it's not gonna get past me and God is all over me. So sorry, babe. Did I hit you?
No.
That's the last one?
No, this is yours. These are the ones you're reading.
Sorry, boss. Thank you for the story.
Oh, thank you for the story, Anonymous.
On this one too, we didn't say it.
Oh, thank you guys for the story.
That's another one or no?
You want me to read one?
Yeah, you read. Highway.
Hi, my name is Emmeline. I love your content, and I thought I would send in my story. My grandma on my dad's side never liked my mom. Don't make my butt crack, bro. Are you pretending to sniff my ass?
That shit bangs, girl. I'm just kidding.
That's why your farts smell like rotting.
That's what you like when I fart.
My parents are divorced, and have always had a very toxic relationship ever since they met. Like these two.
No?
My grandma on my dad's side never liked my mom. Hi, my name is Emmeline. I love your content, and I thought I would send in my story. I come from Mexico, and my family has a long line of witches on both my mom and dad's side. My parents are divorced and have always had a very toxic relationship ever since they met. My grandma on my dad's side never liked my mom. She passed away in May 2019. My grandma was a very mean woman and would honestly scare me whenever we had to see her when we would visit Mexico. My parents were married for 15 years before they divorced and had my two older sisters, me, and my younger brother. Last year, my family found out that I was not my dad's biological child, and instead another man's who was a family friend. I've always been very close with my grandma on my mom's side. She basically raised my siblings and I. When my mom told my dad that I wasn't his kid, he had even more hatred towards her and sort of went hysterical. That was in December 2020. On New Year's Eve, my mom got a message from my grandma showing a picture of a slaughtered black chicken that was thrown over her fence near the entrance of her house. My grandma was very scared because of the dark history witchcraft had in our family. My mom informed me me and my sisters of it, saying she was scared and believed that it was my dad's doing due to the situation. So we decided not to tell him until my mom had to go see my grandma to help out. We consulted a family witch who we had a lot of trust in and knew for a very long time, and she told us not to worry. My mom wasn't satisfied with that information but left it as that. My grandma was still in fear, and a couple of weeks later, smashed up eggs were thrown over her fence. That's when my mom consulted a different witch who she had known for a while. I'll call her Lucy. She saw negative energy around the house and warned us about it. Her mom was also a witch who was more advanced and was shown a picture of me and my grandma. Lucy's mom said that there was a dark entity following me, saying I was cursed, and that death was evident in our family's future. A couple weeks later, my grandma was suddenly diagnosed with COVID and a month later passed away. Lucy's mom was also shown a picture of my grandma on my dad's side, and she said that was a very dark woman and that she was the one who cursed me while in the womb. My mom later told us that my dad accused her of cheating a long time ago because his mom saw a man kissing her on the cheek. No! And my mom says that was most likely why my grandma cursed me, because she knew I was an illegitimate child. Why is that the kid's fault? Curse the mom for cheating.
It's because people are like that. They go with the kids and they don't have nothing to do with it.
I'm like, what do you say me for?
We were still talking to Lucy and the other witch, who was also friends with my dad, and the other witch sent my mom audios of my dad saying that my grandma was soon going to die before we even told him that she had COVID. There's a chance that my dad really didn't do anything, but my family doesn't believe that, and we have really distanced ourselves away from him.
That's you know what that is, right?
Brujeria.
You know, I seen that by Gio's car. Like, not by Gio's car. Oh, yeah, by Gio's car, huh, babe?
I remember that.
In Harvey City. That's disgusting. Oh, dude, you should post it. I think that's good. Thank you.
That's crazy.
Your story is actually really crazy, and it's like,
if you're thinking about doing brujeria to somebody, stop.
Be nice. Like, why is there like so much like anger with these people? Like go to church, or I don't know. Like,
get therapy.
I love you. Like, we love you, girl. Like,
Well, that's a guy.
even though like probably you just want to do it because you're so angry and mad and you don't give a. You know?
It's not gonna help you.
Yeah, it's not. Jealousy is not good. Angriness is not good. Like, just be like.
Sorry, it was an accident.
Angriness is not good. Like,
It was an accident.
hell, you're bumping my head. Don't put that.
Break up, break up, break up.
Monica wants me to break up with you, babe, so she could get with me.
No, why do not?
Just kidding.
I'm gonna throw up.
Excuse me?
Love spells can be hard to distinguish from an actual connection. According to people who have gone through this, the spellcaster runs inexplicably through your mind all day. You get a sudden, overwhelming urge to see them. They're in your dreams constantly, romantically, and your world seems to revolve entirely around this person. But again, this sounds like symptoms of natural love in itself. A significant piece of evidence would be who this person you're thinking about was before you were so infatuated. If you found them unattractive, or even hated this person and your thoughts seem to have done a complete 180 with no logical explanation, I would look into it. Besides taking away someone's free will to live their lives as they please, which I personally think is just morally wrong, love spells could potentially backfire. The person you've cast a spell on could already have feelings for you, and it would simply be overwhelming for them. They can become obsessed to the point where they're stalking you, attempting to abduct you, or could even end your life. In some cases, even if it works out, you'll spend your life knowing this person would not love you had you not interfered.
But that's not good. Like, let it go. Let it go. Live your life. Do your own thing.
Don't be vindictive.
If you're nice, you'll start doing better and you'll start flying up and up and up. And they're just still gonna be hating. So just do you.
I'm not gonna judge everybody because, like, what if somebody, like, let's say somebody killed their son and they're like,
okay, then there
yeah,
you could
go ahead.
No, but still, like, you know, like, I don't know.
Every situation's different.
Different, yes.
But if it's over, like, something jealous,
oh,
something
like, oh my
small,
gosh, she has a bigger ass than me. Like, dude, Monica be jealous of me. Like, you know, like,
bitch, where the fuck is it?
Wait, do I have a big booty? I want you to look at the camera. That's I'm gonna break up with you.
You have the biggest ever there.
Biggest what? The biggest stomach?
Personality ever. Ah!
Ow! Okay, so this is from Bernice?
No, you can't
Bernice?
say it.
Bernice. Oh, sorry, Bernice. Hi, Monica and Lupita and Giovanni, since you didn't include us.
While I was growing up, my mom would talk about playing the Ouija board, seeing ghosts, and just supernatural things, and now that I'm older, I get curious. And she says she never said that or that she doesn't remember. I think we got cursed or someone put bad luck on us, since basically the entire start of my family began with brujeria. My mom met my dad by a brujo that said that wherever he sees a white pigeon land is gonna be his soulmate/wife. My dad saw the pigeon land on my mom's house and they began dating. My mom and dad's relationship has been bad ever since. We've had ghosts. My little sister used to talk to someone in the closet. We hear things at night, and not too long ago we heard a person/man drag an iron bar outside of our house. I'll get into details about this. So it was late at night and we have chickens. They're super annoying, and when we had just moved into this house, I would get scared since they'd hit their feet on my window, making it seem like someone was knocking on it. It would scare me, and I would just see the chicken and its butt on the glass. Anyways, so my dad doesn't just wake up, he's a really heavy sleeper, and it's rare for him to notice sounds. So this time it was me not waking up, and my window was right next to the noise, so it was weird since I usually hear things more clearly. He got up and told my mom, and we heard the dogs bark. The dogs don't bark just because, especially at night. They started to bark and my dad ran outside and was yelling at the noise. He came back in and said there was nothing, but he was terrified at the fact that the noise grew larger and the iron bar sounded super heavy. We forgot about it and soon had another weird thing happen. My sister was working out in the morning and she has her equipment outside. She didn't have her glasses on, but our gate that opens into the alley has a small open space where you can see through. The chickens were outside since they just like to fly away and come back. She noticed one of the chickens had 4 feet, and chickens don't have that, especially my dad, since they die off, or he tends to just kill them because he doesn't want them to live in pain. And if you look up 4-legged chickens, they have 2 that are useful and 2 that aren't. So it was odd to see the 4 feet properly walking. She got scared and told my mom. We made a joke and said that it was a nahual in the shape of a chicken. Also recently, we had a chicken that I'm gonna assume is the nahual since my dad tried killing it. Please don't send the FBI. But he tried killing that chicken and he remembered snapping its neck and it dying, and he was laughing and pointed to it 2 days later saying, haha, ese la maté y no se murió. My sister also heard someone whisper her name and she got it on camera and I cleansed her room. We also hear baby footsteps sometimes and people in our kitchen. These aren't even the scariest ones. We're so used to them happening that we just laugh and ignore them at this point. But in general, we experience things a lot, and I think it's due to a curse or maybe just our connection to brujeria.
Then my head hit the wall. Boom!
Thank you for listening, and I love you and your sisters. Oh, thank you. I'm one of her sisters. The best ones.
My brother.
Have a good day. I'm not a brother. I'm your sister. Damn, Monica, I just think you have a big ass motherfucking pimple.
Stop looking. You know my tia? D? D's nuts.
Pendeja. Do you know Chayito?
Are you gonna say
Chayito tu nalgas, mija.
You know Mish? The girl she was dating? Mish Nalgas. Okay, Stop!
That's not her name.
Lupita, I'm gonna you up!
That was an accident, actually. I didn't mean to come out. I just farted.
Lupita, you pointed it at me!
It was an accident. Spray somebody. Girl, why you keep farting?
Lupita, people are gonna see that loud and clear. Ew, it stinks! What the f*** is stinks?
I seen, I think it's Nicki Minaj. I seen a video of her like going like this. And like she's talking about like she looks really scared and saying like, I can't even say nothing because I'm gonna get killed or like something like that.
Don't fart. Please don't fart.
I'm
Get your ass away from me.
Thank you for watching, you know. Monica, I'm not gonna fart.
You're trying. Thank you guys for watching.
Stay tuned for my vlogs, which is gonna be in maybe like I don't even know when.
Can I post a video of you gagging when we were talking about Taco Bell?
I don't remember, but
You're
yeah.
about to throw up.
I went to Taco Bell and there was a tooth on my taco and I bit that shit so hard and I'm like, and I thought it was my tooth, but it wasn't.
What color was it too?
Like, ew. Why are you chasing me?
Oh, sorry.
I'm done.